Longest substring without repeating characters. This was a tough one. I did this last week, but pretty much after copying neat code. So let's see if I can figure this out now. Alright, so what I'll start off with is by reading the question. So given a string S, find the length of the longest substring without duplicate characters. Alright. We have examples here. This string right here. Output 3. The answer is ABC with the length of 3. B. The answer is B with the length of 1. And then PWWKEW. Output 3. Explanation, the answer is WKE with the length of 3. Basically, like here, ABC, it starts with ABC, like the longest substring. Here you PW, and then you like get the longest substring in between. Immediately after this, thinking about clarifying questions. String, what are the boundaries of string? What's its size? Can it be empty? Like what are the content of the string? Can find the length of the longest substring without duplicate characters. So there can be duplicate characters in the string. Yeah, those are some clarifying questions I have in my head. I love to think about the 4 following things: size, dichotomy, boundaries, and order. Yeah, that seems okay. Let's see. It can be an empty string. Interesting. And S consists of English letters, digits, symbols, and spaces. Cool. So I know this is a sliding window problem. I selected this problem from the sliding window kind of section. But what I'm wondering is, how do I implement this sliding kind of functionality within this question? A lot of it has to do with like pointer related things. I don't know, I noticed like similarities between sliding windows and pointers. But here I am kind of thinking about the data structure. And I guess I wouldn't know whether, I wouldn't know which category this question is chosen from, right? So I have to kind of reason it out. And how would I determine this if I had a pen and paper? Well, if I were to have ABC and all that, let me make it larger. There we go. So we start off with like a pointer here, right? And then a pointer here, right? And we somehow, so we know A and B are not the same. So you come here, C. And the problem with that immediately is if A and C are not the same, but imagine this was like C, for example, then that would be a problem. So I can't exactly do this approach. How do I do it then? Do I have to check? I guess I do check. Like, I come here, A and B. I check all the characters left to B, which is just A. And they are not duplicate letters. So then I gotta move on to the next. And while this is going on, I guess we can also have a length of 0, so we have to consider that. At this point, though, longest. Oh my god, that's terrible writing. It was 1, but now it's 2, and then here C as it checks is B. Are C and B distinct letters? Yes. Or is C and A distinct letters? Yes. So then we can change that to 3 and kind of come here. Now is A and C distinct letters? Yes. A and B distinct letters? Yes. A and A distinct letters? No. So we're still on 3. Now what happens to the pointers? Do we just skip to like here? Like maybe I should like write left and right. But the problem with this is this wouldn't this would be a bit of trouble with this kind of question here, right? Because the answer's within. Like you'd want to start from B next, right? Because you know starting with A is not going to get you very far. And then you'd want to start with C and then A. This is a very nested approach, though. But that's how I do it. I do it on paper, and I believe that's a brute force approach as well. So that would be, I'm pretty sure that'd be an O(n) square time complexity. I don't know if that's any space complexity. I don't know if there's any space complexity needed. Like, I don't think so. I think that would be O(1). You know what I mean. Now, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, I don't like. There must be a better way to do this, right? There must be like again, this is where the sliding window part kicks in, but I shouldn't know that. Also, I don't know how to, like, my kind of understanding of sliding window is like there's like a window here, right? A window across A. This window can increase like A and B, and it can slide, so like B and C, like that. But how do we avoid going through it like this? What I'm trying to think is basically when we reach this point, like when we start with A and we reach this point with the other A and we see duplicate letters, then we start with B. And even with sliding window, I feel like we'd still want to start with B, unless I can't visualize this correctly. Yeah, okay, well, let's do this. How do I was trying to like move to like a different part of the screen, but I'll just get rid of this stuff. be this one. Okay, and we know this is greater than the length of 1. Okay, I'm getting used to writing with the mouse. Now we have left here. Okay, right here. You know the string is length of 2. And I guess we could just like have base cases for length of 0 and 1. Now, do we check is left different, like not equal to right? Right? True, then we change that to 2. And the next iteration, like that. Left and right, are they, well, you want to do something like this. It's not just left. It's like the entire window between left and right. That's the part. So I guess I'm already kind of doing a window approach. So we're stuck at 2. And then we come here, L and R. Again, they're both the same, so we're gonna move the, oh, whoa, connection resumed. Okay. So L, R, and then L, R, okay. W and K, distinct, we move the R to the next one. E is different than K, yes. E is different than W, yes. And we bring the R here, and now at this point, our window, right, it was 2 here, and now became 3, and so it's greater than the existing longest, so we can remove that and bring it there, 3, right? And then when you reach this W here, you notice it's the, E is fine, K is fine, and W, no, W is a duplicate letter. Then you move the L, one more, like here. Again, an O(n) of squared complexity. Like I'm seeing the window kind of concept, right? Like the window starts here, then it expands, then it like shifts, right? Like, but how do it's still O of n squared. All right, I'm at 13 minutes, so this is the one kind of way, this pen and paper brute force technique. This is one way I can see how to do this. The optimal way always, I don't know, it's just supposed to be one run through this entire thing. I think it should be linear time. And it's like with a left and right pointer. Maybe I'm just missing a subtle fact about this question. But I'll leave it at that. Enough diagramming. Let me try doing a brute force solution. So I'll give myself 25 minutes. I'm at 14 minutes right now. And what I'll do, I'm gonna get a timeout error though. I know for a fact, because I've coded this before and I got a timeout before. For I in range, length of S, for J in range, I plus 1 length of S. basically left and right, like a, yeah. Whoa. Left and right. For K in range left to right. Oh man, this is complicated, isn't it? I realized I wasn't even talking while coding either. But this is the left pointer, this is the right pointer. Oh geez. This is the right pointer. And this is like that window between left and right. Because we want to check all the values in between left and right to make sure there's no duplicates, that it's a unique string. First thing first though, longest, and we want to return longest. I want to make sure I get the output right. I think I'm using the input correctly. If S right, if length is equal to 0, return 0. Actually, if I do this, yeah, that should be good. Length of S. Okay, if S right, S K, then we do a little thingamabob here. Duplicate found, false, and duplicate found, true, break, if duplicate found, break, and then it moves on to the next left. Yeah, nice. I should get into the longest one, because that's what we did in the diagram. Again, I'm not talking. Oh my god. All right, so that now we want to make sure that we're capturing the correct longest substring. It'd be like a max kind of calculation. And I'm trying to think what would be the other calculation here. So that's right. So what we were doing here is we were incrementing by 1. right minus left plus 1. So right minus left, 1 minus 0 plus 1, 2. Yeah, okay. Does this work? We're at 21 minutes. And ideally, we should be making optimizations at this point. Let's run. Yeah, syntax errors. Okay. Duplicate found. Oh, I started using the camel case and stuff. Snake case. Okay. Nice. And submit. I'm gonna get a timeout issue. I know I am. Let's see. Oh. Oh, very nice. I was not expecting that. Very nice. Okay. Okay. But that's like O(n) squared time complexity. Oh, I was not expecting that. All right. I'll take it. Again, it keeps the grind going. I'll take it. I'll watch the Neat Code video again, kind of try to understand their solution. I really like this whiteboard feature on Miro. But I want to really understand that sub window concept. Yeah. All right. I'll end it there.